Whiskey freaks, I need you to stop what you're doing. I got some breaking news straight out of the bourbon world, and it's big. And look, I know it's the holidays, and this ain't exactly going to be Christmas cheer here, but it's some crazy whiskey news that we've got to talk about, like, right now. It's Jim Beam. That Jim Beam. They just announced that starting January 1st, 2026, in less than 2 weeks, their main distillery in Claremont, Kentucky is going to pause. They're going to suspend bourbon production for the year. Now, before y'all start panicking, and I know y'all aren't going to panic. I know that, but here's what we know: the visitor center is going to stay open at Claremont, and their kitchen table restaurants also going to remain open. So, if you were planning a bourbon trail experience with your buddies or whatever, you're still good. And the bottling and warehousing at Claremont is going to keep rolling. And their smaller craft distillery run by Freddie No, plus the bigger Booker No facility in Boston, Kentucky, is still going to be cranking out good whiskey. But the James B. Beam campus, nada for all of next year. Now, here's what Beam's actually saying in their statement, and I'm reading this straight from them. They say, "We plan to pause distillation at our main distillery on the James B. Beam campus for 2026 while we take the opportunity to invest in site enhancements. Our visitor center remains open so visitors can have the full experience." So they're saying they're hitting pause on the production, but they're still going to have you down to check out the place. I'm not sure how that's really going to work. I don't know how the tours are going to be impacted by this. But at any rate, it seems like you're still going to be able to do most of the things. You can still grab a meal there if you can get a reservation or if it's going to be open for you there at the kitchen table, and experience what you can of the distillery. Now, the reason for all this, Beam says they're taking a hard look at production levels, to match consumer demand, and they're planning some upgrades at the site. Basically, they're hitting pause while the bourbon industry kind of sorts itself out. We've been talking about this a lot, guys, for 2 years now. And that means hundreds of thousands fewer barrels next year from Beam. Keep in mind, I think Beam usually cranks out 500,000 barrels a year. I don't know what percentage of that's from Claremont, but I have a feeling it's a lot of those barrels. And yeah, this comes at a time when Kentucky's bourbon world is dealing with some pretty rough patches. I mean, keep in mind, we've already got 16.1 million barrels aging in Kentucky alone, and production's already been cut by 28% this year. Exports are down, especially to Canada, as we know, thanks to what we'll call trade tensions. Now, what about the people? And this is always important to me. It's really the most important part. I think, if you listen to the podcast, what the hell are they going to do with all the folks? And there's got to be quite a few working there in Claremont, right? What are they going to do with the folks doing the whiskey making? So far, Jim Beam hasn't filed any layoff notices, and we don't know exactly how many jobs could be affected. They're not saying, but clearly somebody's going to lose their job, right? Now, Claremont's a big operation. They make Jim Beam's main brands, plus they make Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, and other stuff. And there's nearly 1,500 folks working there, and over 100,000 visitors show up there every single year. I feel bad for these folks because they can't absorb all these folks, however many there are in their other operations. I'm thinking, could they, they do own Maker's Mark and Old Forester and Jack Daniels. All these companies are owned by Brown-Forman too. Could they move folks around? Or no, they own Woodford too, right? Did I say Woodford? So I don't know. We don't know much at this point about what they're going to do with the staffing levels. So we just don't have that information. But here's the takeaway as I see it. Listen, whiskey freaks, next year bourbon's going to get a little tighter, at least from the Claremont side. If you were hoping for that fresh barrel-proof pour straight from the main distillery, you might want to get out there and grab it today, like right now in 2025, and you don't have much time left. Or I think like most of us, you're just going to keep your eyes peeled for what they do put out next year. I mean, duh. They still got a lot of great whiskey laid down aging, and I'm sure, I'm hoping they can be creative and hit us with some more of the good stuff we've all Okay, at least the good stuff that I've come to love and respect from these good folks at Jim Beam. So stay tuned, guys. You guys know we'll be watching for updates. I'll be looking for any job news and any other emergency releases. Now, I got to admit, this is the kind of news that makes a whiskey freak's heart skip a beat. At least it did for me when this came across my desk. But for now, just enjoy what's out there. Sip it slow. Keep your bourbon radar tuned in to the podcast. And FYI, I'll have a regular podcast episode in just a few days, so keep your eyes peeled for that too. And for all that's good and kind, for crying out loud, guys, try to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thanks for listening to the Blind Tasting Podcast. Hey, whiskey freaks. Quick announcement here. I wrote a book. Yeah, me, a real book with real stories. It's called Whiskey Wisdom and Bourbon BS. Barrel strength legends, lies, and untold tales, and it's packed with dozens of wild, weird whiskey tales from the strangest corners of bourbon history. And every chapter ends with one question. Was it whiskey wisdom or was it BS? You want to learn about whiskey history and have fun while you're doing it? Well, then you need to grab this book. It's just $10 on Amazon Kindle. It's cheap, it's fun, and all the cool kids are doing it. So don't be left out because you want to be cool too, right? Did I mention it's just $10? Yeah, and you can read it on any device with the free Amazon Kindle app. Just hit the link in the show notes, grab a pour, grab the book, and enjoy the whiskey history. And Christmas is coming, guys, so get the book for somebody you love. You can gift it to them through Amazon. It's a thing, for real. It's true. That's Whiskey Wisdom and Bourbon BS. Barrel strength legends, lies, and untold tales.